Hey, really quick, I am so sorry for making this video too long. It's contouring and highlighting, so there's a lot of details in it. I hope you guys enjoy it.
What's going on, guys? So today we are doing something that I have never done on my channel before. I don't think the reason why I've never done it is just simply because it is so daggone oversaturated, and that is highlighting and contouring. Yes, I know. So my thing with highlighting and contouring is I feel like the way I do it is very simple, super simplified. Anybody can do it. This is how I do things on my clients, whether it be bridal, special occasions, photo shoots. This is just my dummy-proof way of doing it. Works for me, works on my clients, photographs phenomenally. So first things first, I am not a huge fan of the hardcore contouring and highlighting. I feel like that stuff's great, you know, if you're being photographed, Instagram, but in real life, it doesn't look right. It looks crazy. It's just, it doesn't, aesthetically, it just doesn't look right. Also, I feel like a lot of people, like the beauty industry, especially just within the past couple of years, like makeup is booming right now. You can get online and the first thing you see probably in your Facebook feed is going to be some sort of beauty, hair, makeup, something. That's awesome. That's great. However, I feel like it's to the point now where even grown women, middle-aged women, teenager girls, they feel like, oh, well, if I don't know how to contour, it's the end of the world. No, because guess what? I'm a makeup artist and I do not contour and highlight my face every single day. You want to know when I contour and highlight my face? If I'm going out, special occasion, and if I know I'm going to be photographed. So I'm going to show you my easy way of doing this. Keep in mind, there is a 50% chance that this might not work for you, and that is okay. However, maybe there's something that you can take away from it, alright? So I'll explain to you my skin. If you're not familiar with me, I am oily, acne-prone skin. So what that means is the standard way of highlighting and contouring, where you do your foundation and you do the concealer, and then the more layers you pack onto the face, the harder time you're going to have, especially when you're oily skin, because after a while things just kind of, you know, slide and shift and move around. So this is my way of doing this. First thing you want to do is, I do this two ways. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I do not apply a full layer of foundation on my face. I don't do that. Whenever I need to be beat for the cheap seat, super highlighted and contouring, I don't do that, just simply because that is an extra layer of something on my skin that I feel like I necessarily don't even need. Now, however, if you're someone, you're fighting acne scars, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, yes, you might have to do that. I don't have any of that stuff. So this is what I mean, you know, this may or may not work for you. Also, another reason why I've never done a strict, like hard contour highlighting tutorial, please note that everybody's facial structure is different. So if my face structure is different from yours, how I contour my face and highlight my face is not going to work for you. Some women have very strong features. So if you already have naturally strong features and you contour them too hard, guess what? You're going to look a drag queen, okay? Because drag queen makeup is phenomenal. It's great. I'm here for it. I live for it. However, those are men that are trying to soften their face up to look like women. So if you already have a strong face and you overly contour and highlight, you're going to look like a man that's trying to soften his face to look like a woman, but you already are a woman. And it's just, you know, I don't contour and highlight if I don't need to. Only do it when necessary. Okay, so first thing I do is I highlight first. So when I highlight, I do two things. I will either use a concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than me. This is the Urban Decay Naked Concealer. Or I use foundation that is 1 to 2 shades lighter. So I feel like this concealer is great, but if I want like a booming full coverage highlight, I use a full coverage foundation. So I wasn't a fan of this foundation at first, and please keep in mind you do not have to use this foundation. I just figured out this is what I want to use this foundation for because it is full coverage. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. When I tell you this stuff is full coverage all over my face, I do not like it all over my face. However, I started using it to highlight my face and I'm like, game time, let's do it. So I always start up under the eyes down the center of my nose. Something else that I do too, I like to bring it down like just in a triangle, upside down triangle, down to the corner to my lip here. And I'll fill this area in as well. And then to blend this out, I found for me it is best to use a damp beauty blender. So this is full on coverage. Some other full on coverage foundations you can use. You can do this one. You can do the Urban Decay All Nighter, the Maybelline Infallible Pro Matte. That is a full coverage foundation. There's plenty of options out here. Like I said, I just use this one just simply because I don't like it all over my face. I like it just for highlighting purposes. It's full coverage, and believe it or not, this foundation is not thick. It's very, very watery and thin, believe it or not. So I feel like the most standard way that most people do is they'll put everything on their face and then blend it out at the same time. I found if you are a beginner, that is going to make your life much harder. Just simply because once you have everything on your face, it's kind of hard to, I feel, to blend everything out seamlessly. I feel like if you get your highlight on first, blend that out, then you can really look and see where your contour needs to go. And I always like to switch sponges when I'm blending out my contour as well. And keep in mind, again, if you are someone that maybe you feel like you need to spot conceal first or even put on some foundation, that's fine. This is just what works for me and my skin. It's super easy. Alright, so I have on my highlight. Bam. I feel like the best contour shade for women of color, you will be able to find your contour shade. You will be able to find your contour shade, I promise you. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation, phenomenal. So here's the thing. These are formulated for oily skin. I do feel like, though, just for contouring, it will work for you. But if you're someone that has severely dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this. You could do the Kat Von D concealers, cream concealers, newer ones. Those are great. You can try the Makeup Forever stick foundations. Those are great. Or if you just have a foundation already that's darker that you use for contouring purposes, you can do so. Alright? So I just feel like stick foundations are the easiest, just simply because it's easy to apply. You won't get too much product on at one time, and I feel like you can maneuver it a little bit better. So this is where it's going to get tricky. Where I contour my face, you might necessarily need to contour your face. However, so check it out. I have this 5-head thing going on, okay? If you have a hairline that comes down further, or you have a small forehead, please do not contour your forehead. Do not do it. You're going to look crazy, alright? So I'm going to do on the sides, and it only takes a little bit of this. The side, my forehead, a little on the temple. Bam. Alright, now I'm going to take a different sponge, my Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to blend this out. I typically would use my stippling brush, but it started shedding and like all the hair from the brush started to come out, so I had to throw it out. I was upset about that. And remember, use whatever products work best for your skin. What I'm using might not work for your skin, and that's cool. That's cool. Alright, then sometimes I take a little bit more just to snatch the jawline just a little bit. Now, if you already have a very prominent jawline, please do not do. So I think one of the biggest things that I realized for me that was a game changer for my contouring and highlighting was just simply doing everything separately. So putting the highlight on first, then doing the contour. Let me know if you try that technique out and if it works for you. Then whatever's left, I'll go on the sides of my nose. I am not by any means a huge nose contour person. I just feel like for me, on myself, it's very hit or miss. Either it looks really good or really bad. So for the most part, I don't even touch it. I'll just go over it with some bronzer. Okay, next up, we gotta set everything. I'm going to use the Sacha Buttercup powder to set the center of my face first. So I'm just gonna take my sponge. Now, if you want that airbrush look, I swear this is the best tip of life. Even if I'm not highlighting my face, I still set it this way. This just makes everything go on nice and smooth. It's airbrushed, and I don't experience any dryness or cakiness under my eyes. So I'm just going to drop my beauty blender in there like so. If it's your own, if you're not working on a client, you can blow on it. If you're working on a client, please don't blow on it. And I'm just going to set in those areas where I highlighted my face. Now, a little tip and trick for nose contouring: if you bring your highlighter right on to the sides of your nose here, that is going to give you the illusion of a slimmer nose. Also, instead of putting the two lines down the side of your nose, which I hate, if you just take whatever, for instance, let's just say the Marc Jacobs foundation that I used here. We'll just take that down the center of my nose here and then blend that out. This will also give you a contoured nose as well. This is just the reverse contouring. Now, this is something that I do sometimes, like on days where if I don't feel like going through the whole contouring, or if I'm working on, you know, someone that has a deeper skin tone, you don't even have to use a contour shade. You can just reverse contour and it'll work perfectly. And reverse contouring is just highlighting areas and skipping on contouring. So now, when I go down the center of my nose here, it's going to automatically contour my nose. Baking. Not a fan. I feel like it looks dry and cakey. The skin does not look healthy. I am always so jealous of the girls that can do their foundation routine first and then just put the powder under their eyes and let it sit there as they do their eye makeup. I can't do that. Otherwise, my eyes are going to be looking a hot mess. Alright, next up, we have to set the powder in place. So, options. Typically, I don't really use that many contour shades. I prefer to bronze. This is the CoverGirl Queen Ebony Bronzer. This is a great one. My go-to contour shade is by NYX. And this comes in their Pro Contour Highlight Kit. You can buy them singles. This shade is Hollow. This is a really good one. Or the Tarte Contour. Oh, I'm not sure. This is the Makeup Shayla one. I'm not sure if this is still available, but this is what it looks like. I go with this shade right here. This one's too dark. They do have the version 3. I have reviews on both of these. This one and the version 3. But this one, if you're deeper skin tone, this will work on you as well. But I typically use this one. So for today, I think I'm just going to go with, I'll go with this Hollow. And I'm just going to take an angled brush here, swirl it, tap off. Then not adding any more. I'm just going to blend, swirl this around my forehead. Now I feel like I got a nice little harsh line there, so I'm just going to take a dense brush. And this is actually a contour brush, but I like to use it to blend out concealer if I have a sharp line on my face. Now to warm up my face a little bit, I am going to take this Ebony Bronzer here. Now if you feel like, oh crap, I got a little too messy, like I definitely got a little too messy over here, so I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and some powder, and I'm just going to clean up. Draw a line right there, and it's just going to sharpen it up for me. side is fine. Then I'm just going to dust that off. And there we go. And furthermore, blend. Now, with my bronzer brush, I will just go along the sides of my nose. Something else that people do, and it drives me crazy, when someone contours their nose and they just do the sides, that's technically not right. Whenever you're doing the nose contour, you want to make sure you do the sides and kind of take it up just a little until this eye socket, to the eye socket bone right there, it photographs well. And also, when you do it that way, it looks incomplete. So just make sure you just ever so slightly take it up just a little, and it'll really give the illusion of a nice slim nose. And then next up, we're just going to put on a little blush. I'm just using my Makeup Shayla palette since this is what I have right here. This is just a peaky tone blush right here. And I'm just going to put that on. Now, whenever you place your blush, I always smile a little. You don't want it to be too far down, because if you put your blush too far down, it's going to bring your face down. You're going to have a droopy face. So if you want, you can put 2 fingers to the corner of your lip. Right there is a good place, or just kind of smile and take it back a little bit. And I always like my blush to be basically just at the cheekbones, and if it goes over the contour, totally fine with that, because you want everything to kind of blend seamlessly to be one. And if you want to highlight, you could totally go for it. I'm going to grab a fan brush. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this palette here. And I'm just going to highlight the cheekbones ever so softly. And then down the center of the nose. I feel like adding highlight down the center of the nose definitely helps to slim it. But I will tell you right now, I do not like it when you have just that dot on the tip of the nose. Maybe because I have more of a wider set nose. I don't like, no, I take that back. I don't like it on anyone. My bad. I feel like it looks crazy. But remember, to each his own. You might like that look. And if you like that look, you go ahead. Alright? But for me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, no. Alright guys, so this is the completed look for my simple contour and highlighting routine. My goal is to make things super, super simple for you, because I feel like sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed, especially if you're new to makeup, you're trying to learn, and I want to do things that are practical for everyone. It's just like, yes, I love a good cut crease. I love a nice winged liner, X, Y, and Z. However, that stuff's not practical. I want to do things that work for you in your everyday life. So please let me know if any of this stuff was helpful for you, if you guys will be taking any of these tips along. And of course, let me know if there's anything else that you want to see, and I will see you in my next video.